There are three key things that you need to start a podcast today. Number one, some sort of microphone, possibly a stand holder microphone, maybe a video camera if you're doing a video podcast. And finally, number three, and probably the most important thing, is some sort of external recording device that allows you to record high quality audio like this. The RØDECaster Pro II, I honestly think it's the very best thing that you need today if you're looking to start a podcast. Now, before we get started, a quick disclaimer here. No, Rode did not pay me to promote this product. I've actually owned this for over a year now. I've recorded about 30 episodes of the Growing Together podcast, which, by the way, you can find linked down in the description of this video down below, as well as all the other gear and accessories that I use to shoot this video, as well as this RØDECaster Pro II, and everything else that I've mentioned on my videos on this channel. Now, for a little bit of background here, for those of you that are wondering more about this device, the RØDECaster Pro II was released back in May of 2022. At the time, there wasn't many devices like it on the market, so it was a pretty revolutionary piece of equipment for you to not only to record your podcast. That was actually one of the key reasons I actually bought this device, was the fact that I can do more than just podcasting with it. I can do live switching when I'm live streaming. I will do a feature video on, so if you're interested in that, please subscribe and the bell for notifications. For beginners, this might be a little overwhelming for you because of all the other things that it can do, and it can get a little bit confusing, but Rode does a great job of documenting everything on their website, as well as having some videos on YouTube that really break down the things that you need to know in order to podcast with this device. Now, which brings me to one of the key points about this device, and that is the ease of use. Now, when I first bought this device, I looked at so many videos on YouTube, like many of you that are looking into buying this unit, and quickly realized that it doesn't look too complicated to use. However, for those of you that aren't tech savvy and are looking to start a podcast with your friend or maybe just by yourself, it really isn't the easiest thing to use. But considering at the fact that it has so many other use cases other than podcasting, it makes sense as to why it's a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. Now, as previously discussed, this is more than just a podcasting tool. This device truly blends everything you need for podcasting, streaming, and professional studio recording, which is one of the key reasons as to why I bought it. Is I'm looking into using it for streaming in the future. I've used it mainly for podcasting and learned everything that I could about it for podcasting. But for those of you that want to further into content creation for as far as creating live streams or some other form of production, this thing is truly a beast and can handle a lot of things. So it's definitely worth the investment if you're looking to create content in the future that you're currently not creating right now. And now, to be truthfully and honest with you guys, if you're looking to start a podcast on a super low budget, I honestly would not recommend this. This thing is $699 as of the recording of this video. You can, however, find it discounted oftentimes for maybe $50 off the original asking price. If you're really truly looking to start a budget podcast, I made a whole video on that, which you can actually watch right here. I explain how I started my first podcast using the Samsung Mixpad and a few other cables, as well as another external recording device like a laptop or a computer. Whereas this thing is truly meant for those of you that are truly looking to expand their podcasting capabilities, whether it's recording with up to 4 microphones or possibly live streaming your podcast. However, there are some other options out there that have just hit the market that are similar to the RØDECaster Pro II. So for example, the RØDECaster Duo, which is just a slimmed down version of the RØDECaster Pro II. Instead of the 4 channels for recording audio, you only get 2, but you still get all of the other really cool features that you can use with it for live streaming and also recording audio. Highly recommend that, especially since it's $499, so you're saving $200 right there. And also for your consideration, there is another product made by Tascam. It's a mixer very similar to the RØDECaster 2. It's something I would highly recommend you look into and finding other reviews made by creators who bought this thing and have tested it themselves, because at the end of the day, if you're going to spend your hard-earned money on a device, you want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Now, before I move on and show you just how well this device sounds and also how I have it set up in our studio when we record our podcast, I want to talk to you about one more thing that I think is truly important that a lot of creators on YouTube don't really talk about when it comes to technology, devices, and things like this. Oftentimes companies, when they release a device, they pretty much leave it out in the market, don't ever update the device, don't ever offer firmware updates. This is most often seen with camera manufacturers, for example. They'll release a camera, maybe they'll update it twice or 3 times in 1 or 2 years, and after that, you're pretty much SOL, and whatever features that it came with, they come with, and that's it. Whereas Rode, since they've released this device, this thing has been updated several times through firmware updates that have fixed bugs, issues, and also given new features that weren't originally even listed in the description of this device. That's one of the things that I appreciate with companies like Rode that offer service well after the fact that you actually bought the device, or in the case that there is an issue with the device, they're quick to answer your email, even through chat, and address any of the issues that you've had. No, again, they didn't sponsor me. They didn't tell me to say these things. I truly have had issues with their products before in the past. Like the device that I'm actually recording audio into right now, the Rode Video NTG, which I've actually made a whole video on and explained that when I bought this product, I had issues with it, but they addressed it, shipped me a new unit. Haven't had a problem since. It's one of those things that you need to keep in mind when it comes to purchasing any product. It's just look into the manufacturer of the product. Do they provide good quality service in case it breaks? Do they offer a warranty? Because you never know, especially with a lot of these other devices that you're getting from Wish, Alibaba, or Temu. They're just going to send you and ship you a product that's probably only going to last you a month or two, and you're going to waste your money doing that. So, and now for those of you wondering how well it sounds, especially when compared to an existing audio source that you might already be familiar with. All right, so right now you're listening directly from the Rode NTG pod mic right into the RØDECaster Pro II. This is our current podcasting setup that you can see here, and I position the mic, a couple inches away from my face. This is with no post-processing or nothing. All right, so now you're actually listening to me through the Rode NTG video mic, which is right above me, and I'm talking right to the Lumix G7, right into the camera, and this is how I normally sound. So let's go ahead and switch back over to the Rode pod mic, and this is how I sound. This is how it sounds like. No post-processing in either camera. Now, again, what you were listening to had no post-processing at all applied. I normally do a lot of post-processing on my audio. So in that case, and all of everything you're listening to was just raw, straight from the device. Now, if you are interested in purchasing the RØDECaster Pro II, I do have it linked in the description down in this video down below, as well as all of the links for all the products that I use to produce content on this YouTube channel. They are all affiliate links, so I do get a kickback if you use those links. This channel is all about helping you and inspiring you to create content with whatever means necessary. So if you're interested in learning more about gear, technology, or other ways of creating content, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And as always, have a great day.